Hey everybody, welcome back to another Mark's Garage video. I want to do a video today on the 1998 Yamaha R1 I purchased from Iconic Motorsports back in January of 2025, I think. Yeah, so finally got a minimal restore done on this bike. Got it back on the road. Got it cleaned up, changed out a bunch of stuff. Just going to cover what I had to change out and what I had to do to get this thing back on the road today. Just got back from a first longer ride on it, shakedown ride, getting it up to highway speeds, getting all through all the gears. And I got to say, she rides pretty good. She rides pretty good. Very smooth. Fueling seems really on point. Spent a lot of time on this bike getting the carburetor dialed in, refurbished. So let's just start by what this bike was originally when I got it. This bike was a project sold to me by Iconic Motorsports as a project. They disclosed a lot of the stuff that was wrong with it. Pretty much all the stuff that was wrong with it that they knew. They purchased this bike as a container bike from Japan, one of their shipments from Japan. And from there, it came in as an import. And the only thing that I can tell difference-wise from the Japanese imports than the U.S. market bikes is the headlight switches. Okay, so on this bike, you'll see on the right-hand handlebar that there is an extra switch there for the lighting. So you can turn either the parking lights on the left. You can turn the headlights on, or you can turn the lights completely off if you like. And then you'll have only the brake light functioning, which is kind of cool function. I'm sure it was DOT reasons that state a motorcycle headlight has to be on all the time in the United States, on why we didn't get that option in the United States. And then the cooling units are in centigrade versus Fahrenheit. The speedometer and the odometer is in miles per hour and miles. I'm not sure, so maybe a viewer can tell me as far as what Japan uses over there. But I think even the U.S. models of the R1 for this year, you could switch them back and forth between kilometers and miles per hour. But I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can help me out with that one too. Had to find a lot of the OEM hardware for this bike. It had a lot of the hardware replaced with just an aftermarket generic hardware kit. I did get lucky in that the Zeus fasteners, the quick turn fasteners, these are all quick turn fasteners here, these Phillips heads, and they're pretty expensive if you order them from Yamaha. I think they're around like 30 bucks for one screw. All of those were actually in place, which was really good because I didn't want to have to purchase that. But all the other screws, the Phillips head screws, the larger Phillips head screws with the shoulders, I replaced all of them. Replaced a lot of the exhaust hardware, exhaust hanger bolts. I got this GYTR, which is a Yamaha factory accessory, solo seat hanger. And then I got a OEM seat cowl, which these are kind of hard to find and pretty expensive when you do find them. OEM windscreen hardware. Anybody that's ever had an original R1 knows that these screws, they look like just black screws, but they're actually plastic screws. Kind of a neat thing that they did to save weight with this bike. They're actually plastic windscreen screws, and you can find them. The front fender, the Yamaha decals on that front fender are actually incorrect. So I had the original fender that came with it was cracked and scratched. It did shine up pretty well, but I wanted a perfect fender, so I found this one from a 1999, I think it was. I may have said 2000 in my other video, but I think it was from a 1999. And in 1999, they changed up the graphics package just a little bit on this bike. But other than that, it was exactly the same. And the Yamaha decals were one of the things they changed up. But I like it. I was going to pull them off, but I kind of like it. It looks actually way better with the Yamaha logos on the fender. So I'm going to leave them for now. Maybe if I decide to make it 100% completely original down the road, I might pull them off. So I had to replace the voltage regulator in it. The last time I left you, I'm still troubleshooting that. I did do a voltage bike running voltage check on the stator, and it spec'd out completely normal through the rev range as far as what the AC output should be on my multimeter. So I replaced the voltage regulator, and now I've got a solid 13.9 14 volts output from the stator to the battery at varying different RPM. So one thing you need to notice when you're troubleshooting your electronic system is if you're getting greatly different voltage outputs at different RPMs, when it goes to your battery, if you're checking your battery when it's running, you should see around 14 volts. With the bike off, you should see around 12.8, 12.9, just depending on how strong your battery is. And you know, that will let you know just that your charging system is putting out a consistent voltage to your battery. You don't want varying voltages going to your battery, especially if you have an old battery like these old style bikes that had the non-lithium ion technology. I actually replaced this with an OEM Yamaha battery, which is kind of hard to find, believe it or not. Everyone's switching to lithium ion now, but I wanted that in keeping with the original theme. Got an OEM gas cap. This bike had an aftermarket gas cap on it. Found an OEM gas cap. The finish was awful dinged up on it, but I did my magic on this and my work on it and completely refinished the top of that cap. And it looks really, really good. I'm really, really happy with how that came out. From the best I could tell, looking at some other bikes, the color is very, very close to original. OEM gas caps, very, very hard to find. I also did a neat tip and trick on this bike that obviously replacing the gas cap and replacing the luggage compartment key and the ignition key. This bike actually had like a whole slew of different keys for it when I got it. It had some aftermarket keys for the gas cap. It had an original key for the ignition, and it had another separate key for the storage compartment. So what I did was, is you can modify the ignition tumblers and basically remove the little springs that the key would fit in, the detents. And I did that with the gas cap and with the luggage compartment. So now one key works on all of these devices on the bike. I do have, and I'll show it to you in a second, I have an OEM fender that I've sourced. It's not cut. This one was cut about 3 or 4 inches off of it. I mean, I do kind of like the way it looks cut like that. That is what we did back in the day. We cut those fenders and got rid of all the plastic. But now in this day and age, that's not really what people look for. So I do have an OEM one on there. Thinking about swapping it on. May just put it up though and keep it just to have with the bike, because I do like the way it looks chopped with the license plate like that. I refinished the exhaust on this. These bikes have an aluminum canister with a carbon fiber sleeve. So some people may think that it's all carbon fiber. It's not all carbon fiber. It's still very, very heavy. It's aluminum canister with a carbon fiber sleeve, and the end cone on these, and then the front mounting cone there, they tend to get really tarnished and look really shitty on these bikes and look really nasty, and this one was no different. So basically I cleaned all that out and brushed it with some red scrubbies and got the finish on it looking really, really good. The body work was in, and it looks great in this video, I'm sure, but it's really just in okay. I'd say maybe an 8 out of 10 on it, but I did take the time with some high quality Chemical Brothers rubbing compounds, and use some Color Right touch-up paint for some of the chips, the rock chips that were on it. There was quite a few on the bottom fairing, as to be expected, and then other places the bike. Color Righted it, and then wet sanded that out, and then polished it out completely by hand with some Chemical Brothers show polish on it. It looks great. It really does look great. In my garage, just looking at it from 5 feet away, this bike, you would think this bike was mint condition, concourse ready, but it's not. It's a rider. There's 25,000 miles on it. Just clicked over 25,000 miles. I plan to enjoy it and ride it, maybe fix a few more things. And then it sounds terrible. I mean, I'm not going to lie, the stock exhaust in this thing sounds terrible. It sounds like a sewing machine. especially in the lower gears before it really starts to howl. It just sounds terrible. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it without a full Akrapovic exhaust. I'm already talking to somebody over in Europe that resells a lot of R1 parts, having him keep his eye out for some Öhlins shock and Öhlins road and track forks. I want to think about doing that in the future. I think that would be just so awesome to keep the stock theme of this bike, keep it looking stock, and just start changing out some components with period correct. I want to do it all period correct. I don't want anything not from the late 90s, early 2000s on this bike. I think it would look really, really sick with some Öhlins road and track forks. Maybe replace the stock wheels for some silver Marcassinis. I think that would be just sick. And then do the Akrapovic full system. And then and maybe some rear sets, some nice period correct rear sets, because these stock rear sets are terrible. I hate them. I hate the position of the shift lever, and it's not really adjustable at all besides up and down. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the rear sets at all. So it needs a set of high quality billet aluminum rear sets. Well, anyways, that's a pretty much rundown of what I've done with the R1. Also replaced a bunch of the brake hardware too. All the rotor bolts on the front and rear, and the mounting bolts for the calipers were all pretty tarnished and dingy and everything. So putting that stuff on there really made it look a lot better. So if you like my videos, if you want to see more of this 1998 first year iconic R1 on my channel, let me know. Give me some ideas in the comments down there if you think what you think we should do with this bike. Leave it all stock and enjoy it the way it is completely, or start to modify it maybe. Like I said, it's not a concours showroom low mile bike, so I mean they are going up in value a little bit. I think they've kind of maybe actually plateaued a little bit, just looking at some of what the recent bikes have sold for. They made $1 million of these bikes. These bikes were in super high demand in 1998. They were the bike to have. There was orders for them. People were ordering them, waiting in line to get them. They were the bike to have, and they are legendary. They ushered in the modern leader bike era. There was nothing like this before, nothing close to this low weight and this level of performance. The aggressive riding position, the aggressive ergonomics, and just the visual appeal of these R1s is stunning. So again, have a great day. It's beautiful here in Louisiana for this time of year. And if you like my other videos, like, click, and subscribe my channel. And have a great day. Mark out.